like to call this meeting to order. This is a work session of the Tullahoma Utilities Authority, September 30th, 2025. Work session is a learning adventure for the board and other, members. Usually we learn something. We don't vote on anything. We just listen to information. Christopher is going to bring us a presentation on Calyx AXOS upgrade and tell us all about it. President, you have anything else you need to
No,
add?
Christopher.
You're the man.
Thank you.
Thanks for being patient.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to present this information to you this evening. Throughout my presentation, I'm going to provide several reasons why we, along with our customers, will be excited about the light tube services that we're going to offer. Just a little bit about myself. I'm Christopher Reddycop. I'm the Network Operations Supervisor, and I've worked alongside Brian for 18 years here at Tullahoma Utilities. And we have witnessed some significant changes during that time. Still, nothing previously done has us more excited than what I'm about to share today. And we've got some presentation slides over here up on the wall. There we go. For the content, we're going to review the current light tube technology. I will explain how the split system works and how it will benefit our customers and TUA. Our proposed light tube innovation. Finally, we will review a few of the new service opportunities that light tube can provide. Light tube's current gigabit passive optical network, also known as GPON technology, has a limit of about 2.5 gig down and 1.2 gig up per passive optical network port, that's PON. This allows light tube to provide customers with internet speeds of up to 1 gig for both uploads and downloads. While these speeds are excellent for our market, we can deliver even more. Our hosted Wi-Fi service began in 2019, offering customers the option to sign up for our hosted router service. This makes it more affordable to have a router, as our customers can rent a unit without the hassle of setting one up and maintaining it. While this provides benefits to our customers, we can offer a better service with added value. Of course, light tube offers digital and analog TV, as well as residential business and phone services. This slide illustrates how the innovation of the new line cards that utilize multi-PON module optics, or MPM, they combine two wavelengths, allowing us to continue using our current GPON technology, as you see at the upper portion of the slide, while deploying a new XGS technology, as you see at the bottom of the slide. We favor this deployment as it will provide TUA with the flexibility to leave the current system in place while migrating over time. This eliminates the need to change the equipment at each premise location all at once. Doing so can be costly and time-consuming. Also, it reduces the need to install additional fiber in areas that already have the proper infrastructure in place. Instead, TUA would change equipment as needed, based on the demand for the new service offerings and new signups for light tube in brand new development areas. By aligning with Tullahoma Utilities' mission, its vision, and values, we should anticipate our customers' needs by providing them with the technology they require. A future longevity platform that enables upgradability and the introduction of new services without requiring the replacement of future core hardware within our own ecosystem. Due to the design, this architecture will allow for future growth utilizing double density and multi-PON ports. Light tube will have the ability to offer new services. These services will provide control of localized managed Wi-Fi to the consumer. The new technology will notify staff of potential issues before they occur, leading to a reduction in overall service calls and, consequently, increased customer satisfaction. The new deployment of XGS and AXOS will give us the ability to offer various multi-gig internet service offerings. Tullahoma Utilities Authority would be the first to bring this offering to Tullahoma. It's very exciting. Improved back-end tools to help our light tube support team troubleshoot any issue, ranging from outages to single device failures that connect to the managed Wi-Fi. Now, speaking of managed Wi-Fi, TUA will have a light tube branded app to provide customers, giving them the ability to manage features such as viewing an array of usage analytics, which gives the customers the ability to view time of use and how much bandwidth a device consumes. Parental controls, giving control back to the parents, controlling what their children see and how long they are on the internet. We can also offer a security suite. The suite would consist of current security practices in an all-in-one system, providing cybersecurity protection that prevents unwanted intrusions and malware. In today's world, we recognize the importance of keeping our children safe while promoting safe learning environments. Last but not least, Smart Town. Once managed Wi-Fi equipment is deployed throughout the city of Tullahoma, LightTube will have the ability to provide city-wide Wi-Fi for its current subscribers, with the possibility of offering metered Wi-Fi access to visitors of the city of Tullahoma for a small fee. And I appreciate you taking the time and allowing me to present this information, and we'd be more than happy to entertain questions for Alan, for Brian, or myself.
How's the fee,
Go ahead.
how's the fee structure differ, or does it differ from the people who are already on the service? Would it be more or less,
So,
about the same?
once, with the managed Wi-Fi, we'll have to get with the rate committee and see if we're gonna increase. Currently, it's, what, $9.99
$9.95 for a hosted
for a
router.
hosted router?
So it's up for discussion, because the equipment is a little more, and there is some subscription-based fees that goes along with the analytics, the back end that we can see, and then also what is offered to the customer. So we're probably gonna suggest that we raise a little bit.
Now, are you talking about the managed Wi-Fi or the Smart Town?
Whatever he was talking about.
The Smart Town, if you're a LightTube customer, Smart Town, once we have the managed Wi-Fi up and
It'll be
going,
on everybody.
you can go to, theoretically to downtown somewhere, and you'll be on LightTube's Wi-Fi at no cost,
No extra.
no extra cost.
Even if you were not a light tube subscriber.
If you're not a LightTube subscriber, I would probably recommend when we get to this point that it's a pay as you go.
Is it sort of like our Watch TV Anywhere, part of our light tube TV service?
This will not be. This is just through Calix.
Okay.
But if we didn't charge a fee for non-LightTube subscribers,
Everybody go to that.
that's right.
A new router.
It would be
will
non-cost
required.
effective.
A new router will be required of everyone, is that correct?
For the managed Wi-Fi that we're going to offer, it will come with a new router.
As is the service now. We're actually using TP-Link decos now. This would be going to a Calix branded router.
But you're not gonna, the way it's set up, from what I've understood, if you have the boxes, the Encore boxes or whatever they're called,
Don't have to change.
you don't have to change, you can still, but if it needs to be replaced, you'll step up, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there a drop in, functionality with old stuff, or is it just a seamless?
There's no drop in the technology or the services that we provide. This is, when it's deployed, it's going to be upgrade services, so you're going to have faster services. It's going to give us the ability to offer the multi-gig services.
So there'd be basically two things that would trigger an upgrade in equipment. You want multi-gig service, so your ONT would change out. Or if you want the managed Wi-Fi, where we can provide more analytics and help you troubleshoot over the phone, that would trigger a change out.
What if your ONT goes out?
If your ONT goes out, we will probably proactively go ahead and upgrade you.
My ONT went out this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the system that we're on now, they don't make
Does it?
the model of ONTs anymore. We have went to a different model that we're trying to really limit the inventory of those that we have just due to this process.
Well, considering the Verizon, reception and so on in this town, the smart town Wi-Fi would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Now, we're not having to go into our reserves to pay for this.
No,
is
this,
budgeted.
this is budgeted.
I guess my question was more in regard, how do we recoup that if we don't charge extra for it? We just absorb the cost and hope in the future that the fees will adjust so that we can recoup our costs.
Well, we will probably recommend to the rate committee, a small increase in managed Wi-Fi from, I'll just throw this out, from $9.95 to $11.95. And that's really simply to pay for the increase in cost of the router service. No other services here will increase in cost. We're not buying more internet, more bandwidth. The only increase in cost for us is the router service and the upfront cost of the equipment.
Yeah, that's a one-time cost.
That's a one-time cost. Now, when we delve into Smart Town, there will be fees that we have to bring back to the board and get approved,
Okay.
subscription services.
Because all that stuff doesn't mean a whole lot to me.
Sure.
I'm just looking at dollars and cents at this
Will the
time.
fiber itself have to be redone, enhanced?
No,
You don't have to come to my property, for example, and do something to my property to make this thing all work?
no, just ONT, which is on the side of your house, or router inside your house, but no digging in the yard or any of that.
Technically, the bulk of the presentation and what we're gonna do in the actual board meeting is all the internal equipment here and at the north substation. And it will actually run the new AXOS system, XGS PON, and will continue to run our existing GPON system. That's why we call it multi-PON optics, because it runs both systems at the same time. So we could technically change all the equipment out at these two locations and never touch a house and everything, you would never know the difference.
GPON is what we're on now, right?
Yes, sir.
Will it eventually become antiquated? Will it go eventually?
All
It
electronics
is.
do at some point.
Well, yeah, what,
Yes.
are we 30 years out, or 20, 10,
Less.
5?
GPON is already being replaced with what we're presenting tonight, which is XGS PON, which is 10 gig. They're already working on 50 gig and 100 gig PON.
So, I mean, as a board, we need to step up, look to the future, this is where we need to go. And that's what I would think, even if it costs us a little more money.
I would think too, that's gonna position us in the market to get more, like tube customers, and which is gonna help to pay for this as well.
And commercially, it's
Yeah.
gonna really help us.
Yeah.
Because they're really looking for a speed. What is our speed, the regular speed I have in my home? Is it 1 gigabit I have?
You probably have 1 gig or 300.
1 gig.
meg.
1 gig's pretty fast.
Not unless you open a Bitcoin operation on Heights Avenue.
We're gonna have to have a
Probably
small
couldn't handle it.
nuclear plant.
Well, that's small.
Yeah. Little pocket size.
We'll talk, we can discuss this more once we get to the agenda item in the board meeting, but I just want to be clear that there's no continuing increase in cost. We're not taking from reserves, we're not spending any money. This is money that is already coming in. So there's no increase in cost for our actual services. So this is equipment, like Brian said, in the head end. This is really, relating it to electric, changing out a transformer. That's just maintenance of the system. So this is budgeted cost.
Forgive me if I'm sounding negative here.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, $500,000 plus here we're talking. Is that putting a strain on other parts of the budget? Other areas, water, wastewater, et cetera?
No,
et cetera?
so we have 4 separate budgets. Electric department has a budget, wastewater has a budget, water has a budget, fiber has its own budget. So, the electric department cannot spend dollars on anything other than electric, okay? So this is a whole different pot of money, if you will, the fiber department, so it doesn't affect any of the 3 utility budgets. Does that help?
Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine how we have come up with this sum of money available.
We budgeted it when we voted the last budget, correct?
Hmm.
Yes. So we knew this was coming.
Okay, I'm just,
Squirreled it away.
So you were really on the right track when you talked about reserves. You know, the electric department has 2 policies that require X amount of dollars in reserves. Okay, the fiber department doesn't have a policy, but we have a healthy reserve, if you will. You know, the fire department's been in business since 2009. So, and, you know, our goal was 3,000 customers. We're at 5,000 customers. So we're, you know, wanting to put those dollars back into the system to improve it and bring things like Smart Town.
that's what I needed,
Yes.
what you just said
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, I feel
Good.
better.
How often does this come up? About every 5 years, is it reevaluated? Y'all are putting this money to the side. About every 5 years or so, y'all are always looking ahead to seeing what the next best thing is.
Well,
So-
we do that every year, actually. We
Okay.
all departments really work off of a 5-year rolling plan. So we'll project out this year, 5 years, where we need to be.
Okay.
But next year, we will look and say, hey, did this change? Did Summerlin not come? Or, you know, so we're always looking at one of our strategic initiatives, preparing for growth, keeps us consistently looking at the future. Now, what we're speaking just for the broadband and light tube is we have to prepare and find ways to be competitive. You know, Verizon's offering, you know, in-home internet now through their cell service. Well, our competitors are partnering with Verizon and AT&T and bundling things. So we have to find really what we're going to focus on to innovate, which is another strategic initiative to compete with the larger companies.
Anybody else have any questions? Thank you for
Thank you.
getting up in front of us and talking. Some people like
Good job,
that.
Christopher.
Thank you.
Yeah, good deal.
Appreciate it.
Some people
Very
like that, and
informative.
some people don't. So, do we have any other things in the work session? If you don't want to push on into the board meeting, we can.
It's good.
We need, we're on, so I'm going to call the regular meeting of the Tullahoma Utilities Authority to order. This is the regular board meeting of 9/30/2025. First thing on the agenda is to approve the agenda. Can I get a motion there?
So, move.
Second.
Everybody copacetic with the agenda? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, that passes unanimously. Next item is approving the previous meeting minutes. Hopefully everybody's got to look over those.
So moved.
In a second,
Second.
proper motion, proper second. Anybody have anything to add to the minutes or mark right there? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the previous meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
No opposition, that passes unanimously as well. Next item is customer comments. When we get to that, we had a couple of comments about our wonderfulness. First one was sent on 9/9/25. Mr. Potter, I just had my 3rd security light installed by TUA. There are more choices than before. Andy Warren was most helpful in making the best choice for me. Please pass on my thanks for his help. Sincerely, Ben Petty. So, yes, Mr. Warren does a great job. He's helped me out. He's helped many people out. So, kudos. I think if you ask any of our line workers or any employee here, they could get one of these notes, so they do a good job. Next note was sent in by email from to Debbie Eggleston. Good morning, Debbie. First, I personally would like to thank your team for getting my lights back on last night. I live on Lane, so we were without power for about 3 hours. We thought it would be for much longer, so we were very happy to have things back up before it got too dark. So thanks, TUA, Kathy Rowe. So when the tree goes across the line, we're pretty quick about getting out there and getting that taken care of. We don't keep people down too long. We did have some stormy weather recent, the last couple of 3 weeks, so I think some areas were down, but not for too very long. So we're good about that. I mean, there's somewhere in one of these reports that show our outages and percent of time, and it's pretty good. So next item is specific agenda items. First thing we're going to do is elect officers. So I know I've been through this a few times, but I don't know which we vote for president first.
Chairman.
Chairman.
Vice chair and secretary
Chairman, and
treasurer.
then you have to give your seat up.
And then whoever gets to come up here and do the rest of the meeting.
Right.
Who is current? I know who you current, but I have no idea who the rest of them.
Vice chairman is Mr. Stanton, correct? Secretary would be Shannon.
Jason's the treasurer.
Jason's the treasurer. Did we sign off? We signed off on something. So, I guess I'll take nominations for chairman. Do I hear any nominations for chairman?
I'll nominate Mike Stanton.
Can I get a second? Do I need a second?
Second.
All right, we got a proper, any other nominations?
Variety is the spice of life. And, nothing wrong with someone who is really wanting the position. I'm willing, but there might be someone who has a passion for it.
Hearing no other nominations, Mr. Stanton, you are willing to serve as in the capacity of chairman and to the best of your ability, correct?
I will, since Mrs. Dean has nominated me, I will.
All in favor of Mr. Stanton being chairman, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Congratulations, Chairman.
Is there a pay increase for that position?
No.
Yeah.
I guess we do vice chairman next.
You switch, go ahead and switch, Mike.
All right, Mike, you take over.
All right.
You want this, you have an agenda there, right?
Yes.
Would you like my snack?
No.
You can take your snacks.
I'll still need to sign this, correct? Shannon?
Yes, sir. You will actually sign the next one too. So, yeah, right. I got you. I got you.
When is your term end?
Right now.
No, I don't mean that. I mean,
As chairman, it's.
No, but wait, how much longer do you have? How much longer do we have to put up you?
2 years, and then if I agree to serve again,
Oh, that's right.
I have to.
Yeah.
Okay, we will continue with specific agenda action items with the election of more officers. First, we'll vote for the new vice chair. Do I have any nominations?
Patty Dent.
All right, Ms. Dean is nominated.
Dean,
Is there a
excuse
second?
me.
Second.
All right, we have a second. Any other nominations? Well, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those
You're
opposed?
willing to serve as vice chair?
I
excuse
am,
me.
with Mr. Stanton's oversight and help.
Do we have to move chairs or anything?
No.
I feel like Jimmy needs to go to where Daryl's at. I'm just more comfortable with you in your old chair.
That's where I used to sit, but I would sit here unless you want to move. I'm not going to pull a move where I'll have Coach Stanton Coach Mathis get up and move.
Whoa, all right.
I'm not gonna do that.
All right, second, we'll vote for the secretary treasurer. Do we have any nominations?
I vote
I nominate Shannon.
I second that nomination.
Oh,
She does an
okay. She-
excellent job.
Does that come with a pay break?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as money in this, I might want to consider it.
All right, we got a
I
second on
second.
the floor.
Yes.
Do we have any other nominations? I see none. Ms. Shannon, would you accept that position?
Yes, I will.
All right, very good, thank you. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Very good, very good.
Need to do the treasurer.
So we need the treasurer.
Oh, we need treasurer too, don't we? Okay, all right. Do we have any nominations for treasurer?
I nominate Jason Penny.
All right,
Second.
there's a second. All right. Mr. Penny, do you accept that nomination?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Well, very good.
Let me ask you this, just as a procedural thing. He's secretary, Shannon, he's secretary, he's treasurer. But they are not allowed to vote? Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's the way it's been.
Like, I didn't know if there was, usually if you're a secretary or treasurer, you're part of the board.
I believe
Is that?
they started that years ago just to take some responsibilities and duties off of the board. To
Okay.
keep just the minutes and whatnot.
No, that's just a matter of
Yeah.
procedure, because it's unusual to have with your, okay.
We may go over the bylaws and look and see how that's structured to make sure everything is how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Sometimes things unseen, stay unseen.
I looked at the charter
Yeah,
today.
I think that, yeah.
So we're good.
We're good.
Okay.
All right, next on the agenda, we're considering approving the Calix Axos upgrade. Can I get a motion first?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the Calix equipment upgrade for 500, there was a change,
539.
539,
909,
909,
96.
96.
All right,
I'll second.
all right, we have a second. Motion and a second. How about some discussion? Mr. President?
Yeah, so
would you like to
Christopher-
comment on that?
Christopher did a great job of explaining the reasons we're very excited about the potential of this. Multi-gig service, smart town. So trying to be innovative, and we're really excited, so I'll recommend. I should also say that the board actually approved $700,000, and Brian has done a great job of negotiating with Calix to save us, nearly $160,000. So I do recommend the board pass this.
Okay, very good. Any further discussion on it?
One question, we were talking about, sorry, go ahead, Katie.
Oh, I just wanted to commend the staff and for this, for looking forward, and so putting this into the budget, just to make sure that we're not only keeping up, but we're surpassing just what our competitors are doing. So I think it's just a really positive program, equipment for Tullahoma. So thanks to everybody at TUA who's been a part of putting this together.
My question is, I know we're real proactive about looking into the future. Do you think this will be 5 years before we upgrade again, or 10, or 3?
I would suspect more, longer than 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way I understand it, this
well,
is a chassis, this is a chassis that
That's
can
right.
be upgraded itself, without hopefully without having to replace all the other deal.
The original equipment was set in 2008. We started changing that out in 2017, so roughly 8-9 years, well, 2009 to 2017, so 8-9 year period. And we're at 8, going on 9 year period with the current gear.
Okay.
So I following suit 8 to 9 years.
And in 17, that was a wholesale change out. Every ONT was replaced in 17. This will not be the case.
Okay.
Kudos to the staff for being proactive in this. Would have been easier just to sit another year or two and let this thing ride. But this is gonna be a real upgrade for our community and for recruiting commercial folks to come into the town, given the opportunity for this upgraded speeds. So, okay. All right, next item. on
Did
the
we vote?
agenda.
Can we vote?
Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't vote, did we? We didn't do that, no. So let's, all those in favor of the Calix Axos upgrade?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, those opposed? All right, get approval on that, so we're moving forward on that. Next, we're going to consider approving the policy G-045. This is the second reading of that. Can I get a motion first?
So moved.
All right, got a motion and a second?
Second?
All right, we've got a second. All right, discussion of the new policy. And by the way, thank you to our policymakers for their insight in doing this, because this is a real plus, a protection for us as board members. In the event, well, not in the event, but given the fact that we're making decisions every month, and it's nice to be protected from, from making a comment that maybe not a comment, but a decision that is costly to the community, which we are not certainly going to do everything we can not to do that.
And
So-
thanks to Mr. Toma for bringing this forward to begin with.
Yes, very good.
Bush, this is what you were talking about last meeting. Did you discuss this last meeting when I was sitting in the crowd?
Yeah, this is,
That's what I.
this is actually in response to a situation with the city where there was a suit brought, and it had named individual board members. And the attorney made the statement that this may not, that the limits of our insurance may not be adequate. And you're dealing with a lot of variables. Insurance does not cover everything. You should never serve on a board that doesn't have directors and officers covered. Just state that. This, but an individual serving on the board shouldn't be subject to a personal liability or cost
Okay.
while conducting themselves in the proper manner and guidelines. So this virtually what it does, it puts the weight of the utility behind us. And hopefully we'll never see that happen. But again, I thought that especially serving on a public board, that it was a thing to do. So, and I appreciate the board willing to do it.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Let's move on then to approving the next policy, G-046. Once again, can I get a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
And a second? All right. Any discussion on this policy?
I'll just state that this is the second reading. Ms. Dean brought this policy to the committee from a conference she had been to. So this is just assuring that we are in compliance with state law.
About public meeting agenda first.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. All right, next would be committee reports, Mr. President.
The policy nor the rate committee, I don't believe have anything to report.
Okay, that's right. Now it's time for, for departmental reports.
So the electric department, the engineering has been working on modifying the 5-year plan. As I was telling Daryl, we look at that every year and change it to the needs of the community. So they've been busy with that. Joseph's also been writing some grants for us. We're excited that TDEC has offered some grants that we may qualify for to help pay for some upgrades to the electric system. Our radio system is very old, antiquated, and so Eric Burton has been working, getting bids on that. So next month we'll be bringing a proposal to the board for a new radio system. The crews, speaking to the preparing for growth, our crews are busy working in all the new subdivisions that are being developed, installing conduit, transformers, street lights. They hooked up 21 new services last month, new electric services. I did a presentation for Rotary on Friday, and I talked a little bit about the projection of growth, and I went in and ran some numbers. And for the past 15 years, basically, the electric department, the customer count has went up by about 0.5% over those 15 years. So I was like, well, what happens if we go to 1% growth? So what that would bring us to over the next 10 years, so not 1% from now to 2036, but 1% every single year, would bring us to roughly 12,000 electric customers. And I'm like, well, that's not a lot. Let me double it again. So 2% growth year over year for 10 years. And then that brings us to about 14,000 electric customers. So growing at probably a good rate, but still not a lot of growth. So I then went to 5% because a lot of the cities in Middle Tennessee or Tennessee that are experiencing tremendous amount of growth is still at a rate at less than 4% a year. So at 5% a year for every single year for the next 10 years would put us at like 19,000 customers. And the reason I did that is because I get a lot of questions about, is the electric department ready for growth? Well, right now we're probably running 30 megawatts on our electric system. Our all-time peak is 75 megawatts. So if you looked at doubling the amount of electric customers we currently have, you may get up to 60 or 70 megawatts on an average daily basis. So we could grow tremendously more than 5%, which we won't every single year for 10 years. But the point was that we are really, I didn't want people deceived by the preparing for growth in our strategic plan, because it sometimes insinuates that we're not really ready for it. But all departments are ready for the growth that we may or may not see. So the electric department has 200 megawatts of capacity right now in town. So we could more than quadruple the number of electric customers we have and be fine on the electric system. Training, Chris Posey, Brady Goodwin, and Dustin Cheney went to JT&S Substation School. That's a hands-on training where they'll go in substations and gain practice. Brad and Joseph today and the rest of this week are in Nashville at Tennessee Municipal Electric Power Association training, TMEPA training. Movie night we had since the last board meeting. It was a huge success. We had more than 250 people show up for that. It was at Johnson Lane. Last year it was Jefferson Street, and we had about 200. So we grew, which is the intent. And I'm really proud of our team that shows up after hours to give back. They don't get paid after hours. They volunteer their time for movie night, and it's really something to see the people show up and enjoy that. Public Power Day celebration is tomorrow out here at our campus from 11 to 1. Free bucket truck rides, free lunch, a couple demonstrations going on. Tennessee Connections magazine, everyone should have their latest edition of that. So we're already looking forward and working on the winter edition. The linemen went to the career day at Tullahoma High School and participated in that. And Chris and Kelly are bringing a lot more broadcasting. We're doing a lot more sports, doing volleyball, soccer, and of course football. So we have 3 local channels, 6, 15, and 23, and they're staying busy with local programming. Any questions?
Capacity, we're talking about, we have 200
Megawatts.
megawatts. All the, all the communities in the TVA power grid system,
Mhm.
are they in similar situation with us to where, you know, we're running around 30 and our max we've ever used is 60 or 70? We could use 200. Are all communities similar to that?
No, I would not say that they are.
So NES would use how much of their max capability?
Well, I don't know their capacity, but what I can tell you is the places that are growing are having to build and add substations. So when you see a substation going in, you can rest assured that they were out of capacity.
Okay.
So they're connecting to the TVA line, putting a large transformer in, and adding capacity to their system. Years ago, way before my time here, we had one substation, and lightning hit both transformers. So the Tullahoma was dark. So they started looking ahead at that time, and now we have 3 substations with plenty of capacity.
Well, they rolled in a portable
That's right.
transformer on the
Tracks.
railroad tracks. I remember that. Remember that? Not from
That's
your
before
word.
my time.
No, not from your word.
I'm probably was.
But we also, I will say, we have 3 other departments. Light Tube, you know, will basically never run out of IP addresses or bandwidth. The water wastewater department the wastewater department I talked to Dale about today, and extremely good there. So I just really want the community to know that the utilities are good in this town.
You're here.
So I just had one question
Sure.
about Light Tube, because we were up 27, which was great. Any idea exactly why we had such a spike? Was it because we've been going out and doing outreach, or just new people moving in?
I think, and Brian can chime in here, but I think a lot of it was the school starting back.
Back to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's cyclical throughout
Okay.
the year, you know, you'll lose some over the summer, and then it'll pick back up in the fall.
Okay.
But we also can announce, and we're proud of this, is the apartments on Cedar Lane, I can't remember the names. Throneberry, is they signed an exclusivity agreement with Light Tube. So Light Tube will only be, this only auction when you move into Throneberry.
How many units?
Total, the entire project, 242. First set of buildings is
Wow.
44.
That's good.
Dang.
Jason?
All right. So in the admin department, been pretty busy. We've got NIC out this week, and we are live with that software for the AP and general ledger and plant and everything. So employees are putting time in. We've been checking their time. So NIC is it's here. So it's been a busy week for us, and will be the rest of the week. If you'll notice in your board packet, you have the June and July financials. So we're still waiting on the audit. We have to wait for that to go to the board in October. So there might be some slight changes to it. That's why you'll see draft on those. Audit Word, like I said, we are through with the audit. He's sending it to his partners for review. So everything looks good. Doesn't look like there's anything to be worried about. It's great news. The AMI project, you know, we had put that kind of on hold right now for changing out meters as we prepare for the NIC conversion. And now that we are close to being completed with the first part of that, which is the financial side, we will start up probably late October, start changing the AMI meters out again. So that's really all I've got. Do y'all have any questions for me?
What percentage do we have the meters?
We got 50% changed out.
50%?
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Dale?
Thank you, Jess.
Good evening. We've been busy with water search department as usual. Alan mentioned grants earlier, and we recently completed a $200,000 state grant funded project to do inflow and infiltration study in the sewer system, and now expected to get an additional $200,000 grant. This is a 5% matching, so we pay $10,000 and get a $200,000. So this will make $400,000, and we're paying basically $20,000. And the project is, well, first let me explain what the infiltration is. We call that I&I. In the field, we call it I&I. And it's when groundwater and surface water gets into the sewer system. It can do that through broken pipes, bad pipe joints, customer service lines, downspouts tied to the sewer system. It's always a big problem. I mean, it's a problem everywhere, and we're going to have to have sewer rehab projects in the future. And this study, continuing on with this new grant, will show us how to more effectively spend our money. The project will be actually managed by our engineering consultant, Water Management Services. They will hire contractors to do flow monitoring, recording of sewer lines, and smoke testing. And smoke testing is when you get there's a smoke machine. It's a fan you sit on top of a manhole, and you pour oil in it on a hot surface, and it creates smoke. And it's supposed to be a non-noxious smoke. And it actually will go all the way back to the vent system of customers' houses, and sometimes it gets into houses. So we always let the fire department know when we're going to do smoke testing. But it finds where we have defective areas in the pipes and surface lines or wherever. And we're now just in the application process, so it'll be a little while before this new grant study will begin. Next, we've had a water line project going on East Lincoln Street and Highland Drive, replacing old defective pipe with new 6 and 8 inch PVC pipe. Contractor is probably within a month or 6 weeks of being finished. This is about a $1.18 million project. And there's one subdivision going in on East Lincoln Street now, and there's 2 more planned on out a little further, so it's a growing area of the town, and this project will improve the flow and reliability of the water supply in the area. And we've been selling a lot of taps since I guess the last 3 months. All these apartments are going in everywhere. Cedar Lane, there's actually a smaller one on Cedar Lane. Kings Lane, where Joe Denby's building townhouses and apartments, has the potential and likely water and sewer customer for every one of them. So we're growing, not growing fast, but we're selling taps, and selling water, providing sewer service. That's all I have. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dale.
Yes, sir.
There was, just after Bonnaroo had their wet day issues, the rumor was that they possibly weren't going to have it next year. But I heard today from a pretty reliable source
It's still on.
that they are going to have it.
They are, yes.
So that's good for us because
That is a huge source of revenue,
Yes, absolutely.
and we would miss it if, I mean, they had what, 2 days this year, and it was still $200,000, but last year it was $400,000. So it's very important to our budgets.
Sure.
I want to speak to the I&I just for a second. And the grant is, the grant that we will receive is for finding the spots we need to repair. The grant does not cover repairs.
Yeah.
And wastewater, or the water management, as a part of the 5-year plan, they actually stepped it out 10 years, but have told us the spots that we need to repair. And we're looking at millions of dollars to repair the I&I. So just wanted to get that out there, that the grant is for finding the spots, not the repairs of the spots.
And the first project that they kind of outlined in that study was $4.6 million,
Yeah.
over half of our budget.
Brian?
Hello, everyone.
As Ms. Dean mentioned a little while ago, fiber was plus 27 for the month of August, which was a very good month, one of the best that we've had this year. Outside wise, Sagewood subdivision out on Short Springs, we installed the new cabinet for that subdivision. The fiber is in place and we are in the splicing phase at this time. Iris Networks, I don't know if we've mentioned Irish Networks before. Irish Networks is a group in Nashville that we pay to send Nashville broadcast channels down here via fiber. So over the years, they've upgraded their facilities, kind of like what we've asked to do tonight. But they upgraded their facilities several months ago, and then we just this past month converted over to their new encoding platform. And the benefits of that is you really don't see it, but there is built-in redundancy between Nashville and where it goes through Chapel Hill, and we're also working with United Telephone because they're the last mile from Chapel Hill to Tullahoma, working on their side to get redundancy instead of a lateral feed, just in case of fiber cuts or equipment failures. So it was good to get on that new platform. So it was good. We've also been conducting a network inventory / audit. That's Christopher and Will in the back. And kind of what's resulted in that is just some improvements in our configurations and how network traffic flows. We've also been doing a systems reconciliation, and that's where we comb through all of our databases, all of our management back-end GUIs for all the systems, and we comb through all the IP addresses, non-active accounts, non-active equipment, and just try to get that in the proper places. It just cleans up record keeping. We've also been working on the Microsoft 365 migration, and that's where we are migrating from a in-house or on-site email server to the cloud-based Microsoft 365. We have been working through a few hurdles that we run into just to make sure before we migrate any accounts over, and just hopefully where that goes smoothly. And I think that's it. Any questions?
The upgrade of broadband that have just approved, how common is that among other broadband communities in the state? Are we unique?
I can speak for the municipalities that offer broadband, like CDE Lightband, and they've already made, the ones that have Calyx have already made the switch to this system.
Or in progress.
Or in progress, yeah.
As they're taking the same steps that we would like to take. Get the infrastructure in place here, and then upgrade your customer premise as needed.
Okay, very good. This is quite a commitment, and it's a very positive move, I think, for the future, for sure.
We're very excited.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
All right. Take care of departmental reports, and then we move on to board member comments. And I'm going to start with Mr. Tony.
Thank you, Mr. New Chairman.
Thank you.
I want to commend the new board members. There's good news and bad news. Bad news is you're not going to get a raise. The good news, you're not going to get a reduction. So,
Okay.
I did have the honor and privilege to introduce Alan, our president of the Rotary Club, and he did an excellent job, thanks to Shannon, on his presentation. Got to give credit where credit's due.
And I gave her credit, correct?
You did. Yeah, and I appreciate it. But no, he did an excellent job of explaining several things that we talked about here. I'm also excited about the fact that we have a progressive TUA, that we're staying on top of things. And I appreciate that very much, and the work that the employees do. Finished.
Thank you, Mr. Tony. Ms. Dean.
Well, I'd like to formally welcome Sarah Welch to our board.
Thank you.
And look forward to working with you. I already mentioned I'm really excited about this upgrade with the Calyx system. The other thing, you mentioned the Tennessee Connections, and I hope that people will really take a look at this great magazine besides food and things that are in here. I was looking at this, and there's actually TVA rebates that you can, that through October that you can take advantage of. And the other thing, because there's so much going on with power these days and public power, I really appreciated Mr. Potter's composition in here that really explains what is TVA, what is public power, where does TUA fit into that mix, and how we really do want to preserve that. One of the interesting things that I think a lot of people, don't realize is kind of part of the political conversation, that TVA operates the nation's third largest nuclear fleet and provides nearly 60% of its power from carbon-free sources. I'm just really proud to be a part of this board and to be a part of TUA. So, I think that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Dean. Mr. Welch?
I've only been on the job about 2.5 weeks, so I don't have a whole lot to say, but one thing, I did go to movie night, and I was a little skeptical on the Batman and the Ninja Turtles. But I tell you this,
Kids like it.
I tell you this, I got there within 10 minutes, I saw exactly why we did Batman and the Ninja Turtles. I saw a little girl in a wheelchair that was absolutely tickled to death. I sent the picture to Alan, and I sent him a message and said, this is why we're here. And it was, she was so, I think the turtle's name was Raphael. So I think Raphael was a hit. I think everybody wants to see Raphael. The other thing is the orientation. I did go through orientation, I guess last week. First time that Alan did a great job of laying things out, and it helped me tonight because I wouldn't have probably known what a lot of this stuff was. Brian Langham did a great job. I told Alan I didn't understand a lot about what was going on, but after tonight I feel even better about it. And there is no doubt that he's done a great job in his position. Just the time I spent with him, he's very knowledgeable. The other thing I wanted to say, let's see. I wasn't part of the board, anything like that, but I've had a couple of issues the last couple of months with water sewer and with fiber, and the issues that I had were resolved about as quick as you could possibly get. And one in particular was just my fiber stuff, and they were there within an hour at my house. And it's amazing that we've got the capabilities here to be able to do that, because I know if I'd have been with anybody else, they wouldn't have gotten here that quick. So I think the biggest thing that impressed me the most was the customer service part of it. All the people that I dealt with in those particular situations. What part of the board, just a regular person out there, I couldn't have been more pleased with the service and the customer service part of it. So those were good things, positive things.
Thank you, Mr. Welch. It's good to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Dr. Blanks?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the board, for being a good board. I was the chairman of you guys last year. You got your reports in, you did a good job, you make me look good, so appreciate it. Daryl, welcome to the team. Appreciate your expertise, bringing a different look to the board. It's always welcome. Thank you for our staff. Thanks for getting the Calyx stuff upgraded and keeping us looking into the future. I think that's very important. Customer service you mentioned. I think we do that better than anybody in town. You know, I've had a couple of issues myself in the last month that we're taking care of. expeditiously. I mean, they were on it. And I've had, before I had any inkling of being on this board or being in the city, I had a different provider, and it was a totally different type of customer service experience. One thing I like is most of the people that we work with speak the same Southern Middle Tennessee English that I speak and understand. And that's super duper important. So,
Well said, Dr. Myers.
When did you start liking Southern Middle Tennessee?
I guess in March 15th of 1963, when I was born in original St. Thomas in Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm gonna have to work on mine.
Yeah.
All right. You can understand us most of the time, though, right?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
So also kudos to the people that put out all, that broadcast and the crews that work on our sports. They do a great job. So if you're unable to get to Wilkins Stadium, you can watch it from the comfort of your own lazy boy with the dog in your lap. And you can yell and holler at the calls from your own chair. So I appreciate that. We're able to offer that service to our community. And that's all I have, Chairman. Thank you.
Very good, Dr. Myers. And thank you, by the way, for your service as the chairman.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're welcome.
I may be calling you.
Colorado, I'll try to help.
Thank Ms. Dean for your vote of confidence and for the board supporting my chairmanship here. Don't forget Public Power luncheon tomorrow, 11 to 1. Our president has already mentioned it, but I thought I'd reiterate it. I'd like to thank again Ms. Dean and Mr. Toma for your work on the policies, which were much needed. Again, thanks for taking the TUA banner to the Rotary Club and spelling out some of our strategic initiatives and the community-focused effort that we're trying to generate. Congratulations to THS football for winning past Friday night. We're now 4-2. And also, let us not forget the THS marching band, because they won. They were grand champion up at Murfreesboro 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. And then recently they finished second, and I'm not sure where that was. Anybody know? In any case, we've always had, they're keeping the tradition going of a great band. And you see our band and you see other bands, and without commenting on anyone in particular, the size of our band is remarkable, considering we're not really that large a school. Plus, that indicates to me that something good's going on there. The fact that kids want to be in the band. And the middle school band, my goodness, it's a good sized band too. The feeder program is outstanding. So I guess that's about all I have. Mr. President, would you like to
Sure.
make some
Close us
comments?
out. Yeah. I'd like to welcome Darrell too, and I would also state that he had some very stellar competition, and the BOMA couldn't have made a wrong decision with the applicants that they had. But I'm thankful, and I think we all know Darrell. He's got a great reputation. He's going to commit, to anything he does. He does it passionately. So welcome to the board. I look forward to working with you. The last thing I have is NISC. I wish I could put into words and describe what the team, the financial team, has been doing for the past how many months, Jason?
Several.
I don't really remember now. 6 months or so, and it's not just, you put a new software on your system and you're good to go. It's been, we're reaching a milestone because we're going live this week with the financials, and what that means is everybody's touched in this company, because we're not now winning our time electronically. We're not filling out timesheets, so we're having to train all of our employees to do that. But I just want to give a kudos to Jason Penny and Jason Ray and Shay Ray and Tim Howell. They've kind of led this part of the transition, and it's been, there's no bones about it. It hadn't been easy. It's been stressful times here, and they've done a great job at getting us through that. So kudos to that team. And then in December, January, we kick off the rest of NISC transition, so next year will be just as challenging. So, and thank you to the board for the support and the trust that you put in us to get through these transitions.
One more comment, Brian, thank you. I'll tell you what, this broadband enhancement is quite an undertaking that I don't probably have the slightest idea of what all is involved, but it sure seems like it's going to be an incredible achievement as we go in that direction. So thank you for your effort and your team for making us all look good. That's probably what's going to happen. Well, any other comments, anybody? Do we have any community comments? Anybody from the community? All right. All right, I declare this meeting adjourned.
Here.